In a quiet village in Bihar lived Amma, known to all as Maji. Her life was simple: a tiny mud house with a thatched roof, a tulsi plant in the yard, and an old jerpai under the big neem tree. Her only son, Rajan, was her whole world. After her husband died young, Radha Amma worked on other people's farms, wore baskets, sold vegetables, anything to send Rajan to school. When Rajan turned 18, he touched her feet and said, "Amma, I'm going to Mumbai. I'll work hard, earn well, and come back to build you a strong brick house." She kissed his forehead and said, "Go, Beta. I have faith your hands will build our dreams." Years passed like drifting clouds. At first, letters came, stories of small jobs, struggles, big city hopes. But then the letters stopped. The old postman stopped by less and less. Radha Amma's hair turned white, but every month she still asked, "Postman ba, maybe this week." Neighbors whispered, "Your Rajan is lost in that big city. Maybe he's dead. Maybe he's married there and forgot you." But every morning at dawn, Radha Amma drew a fresh column at her door, swept her courtyard neat, and folded an extra hoti on Rajan's bed. She kept his old tin trunk safe under a cloth. Inside it, only an old school prize and a faded photo. When monsoon leaks dripped from the thatch, villagers said, "Stay with us, your house will fall." She smiled, patched it with straw, and said, "This roof is waiting for my Rajan's bricks." When she fell sick, people said, "Your body is weak. Stop waiting, Amma. Accept that he's gone." She drank her hot rice water and said softly, "My bones may break, but my faith will not." When young mothers came to her with worries, she would say, "If you plant a seed and water it every day, it must grow." A mother's faith is like that. You feed it daily with hope, not doubt. 25 years passed. Radha Amma's sight grew dim, but every dusk she stood at the dusty road where the old bus stopped, one hand on her knee, the other shading her eyes. Children would ask, "Amma, what are you looking for?" She would smile and point to the horizon. "See that road? My Rajan is walking that road. Maybe tomorrow." Some villagers laughed behind her back. Poor Amma, mad with waiting. But when storms came, when crops failed, when people lost hope, they still came to Radha Amma's yard to sit under her neem tree, because even the hopeless trusted the faith that shone in her wrinkled face. Then one March evening, when the sky blushed gold behind the trees, a shiny black car rolled into the dusty lane, a sight so strange that goats and children stopped in their tracks. Out stepped a tall man in a crisp white shirt. His hair was peppered with gray, but his eyes were sharp, eyes just like Radha Amma's. It was Rajan. He had worked in hotels, learned English, found kind people who guided him. He started his own small food supply company. He struggled, but in his pocket he kept a folded piece of paper, the last letter Radha Amma sent him, smudged but alive. "Come home when you are ready. I am always waiting." He ran to the small hut. There, under the neem, sat Radha Amma, half asleep. When his shadow fell across her, She opened her eyes, milky but bright. For a second, time bent. The old woman saw not the bearded man but her boy who once promised to build her a Paka house. Rajan, you kept your word. He knelt, laid his head on her lap, the same lap that had held him through storms and hunger. The villagers gathered, eyes wide, mouth shut. Not one dared to laugh. For 2 days, Rajan stayed by her side. He cooked for her, massaged her cracked feet, told her stories of the city lights. He showed her drawings of the house he would build, walls strong, a tiled roof, a courtyard for her to see. She did not say much. She only smiled, touching his face again and again, whispering, "See, my fate brought you home." On the second night, under the neem tree, with a breeze whispering in the leaves, Radha Amma rested her head back, closed her eyes, and drifted into a sleep she did not wake from. Her last breath carried a soft murmur, "Shabash." In the months that followed, Rajan built her dream house. Solid brick walls, painted yellow, a veranda with a swing, flowers in every corner. On the gate, he placed a small sign, Radha Amma's Faith House, built by a son, grown by a mother's faith. Travelers came to see it. Neighbors told their children, never mock a mother's faith. It sees what eyes cannot. It grows what hands cannot. And it never, ever dies. Moral: Sparkle's faith is not blind. True faith sees what no one else sees, and waits for it, works for it, and keeps hope alive when the whole world says it is foolish. A mother's faith can shape a son's future, bring him home, and build dreams that stand strong for generations. Let's learn from the story. 1. Mock, meaning to make fun of or laugh at someone, often cruelly. Example: they mocked him for his old shoes, but he ignored them. 2. Drifted, meaning moved slowly and smoothly, often without clear direction. Example: the clouds drifted across the sky. 3. Murmur, meaning to say something very softly, almost inaudibly. Example: she murmured a prayer before going to sleep. 4. Horizon, meaning the line where the earth and sky seem to meet. Example: they watched the sun disappear behind the horizon. 5. Faded, meaning lost brightness or color over time. Example: she kept his faded photograph in her diary.